Namaskar. Myself, Dr. Sneh Kumar Mishra, Department of Sociology and Social Work, Bharati Vishwavidyalaya, Durg, Chhattisgarh. Welcome you all in today's lecture of research methodology. Today we will discuss on this topic of tools and techniques of data collection in case study. So we have discussed about in our few lectures how the case study method we use in social researches, what is the procedure of it, what is the concept of it, what is the types of it. In today's lecture, we will see that how in case study method the researcher collects the data from any social unity which he want to study through case study method. So we already know that in the case study method we study a social unit, a small group of people, or a single person, or some small group, or a single institution, or some group of institution, a small group of institutions, like that. So we can also study a whole age of a whole history of a particular community or a particular group or era of our history of some society or some culture. We can also study it. We can also study the whole nation through it, but with certain kind of limitations. Obviously, because case study method is a deep and minute study, and to deeply and minutely study the whole of the community and communal life of a nation is a very difficult thing for a scholar or for a group of scholars. It's a very difficult thing. So, in case study method, we generally try to understand wholly and deeply about a small unit of society. And when it is required to study a large number of people, or a whole country, or a whole state, or a whole district, in this kind of cases in which we want to study a big geographical area, a big community, then in these cases we use other methods, sampling techniques and other research designs, obviously. But generally, if we want to know the wholesome knowledge of a particular community or person or a small number of people's group, then generally in social researches we rely upon case study method. We have already discussed much about it. In today's lecture, we will discuss that how the case study method, in this method, how to collect the data. We already know that there are two kinds of data we can use in case study method: the primary data and the secondary data. So we know that to collection of a primary data, the researcher and the observer must go to the field, directly observe the social situation, the social life of the concerned people which he want to study. And for secondary data, the live observation or live interview or such like things are not necessary. We can rely upon the printed source or the audio video visuals and other this kind of things, diaries and life histories, like these things, letters. We can collect the secondary data from that, the records of government and non-government institutions, such like that. So it is the source of secondary data. Primary data must be collected from directly with the direct interaction with the people which we want to study in our social researches. So, in today's lecture, first we will discuss about it in English, then in Hindi also. So, we know the two sources of data, the primary data and the secondary data. So, in this topic, we want to analyze how to collect the primary data and the secondary data through case study method. What are the techniques and tools for primary and what are the tools and techniques for secondary data collection? So for primary data collection, there are three tools and techniques to collect the data in case study method, such as interview, schedule and observation. Interview, schedule and observation. And for collect the secondary data, we have this kind of source, rely upon this kind of sources such as diaries, personal letters and life history. Diaries, personal letters and life histories. So, try to understand how we can collect the data. If we talk about the primary sources of data, so the researcher, which kind of social unit he wants to study, maybe a person, maybe a small group, maybe a particular institution, which he wants to study through case study method, the researcher, the observer will go to the persons which he wants to study directly into the social incident place. Okay, and he can use this kinds of method according to the need of situations, according to the need of the objectives of the social research which he is undergoing. So, if it is required to interview, he can interview the persons which he want to study. If he is required to have a schedule about interview or observation, he can make interview schedule or observation. And if it is required to observe, he can use observation technique. We already know that observation method and observation techniques are used broadly in social researches. Without observation, we cannot perform the social researches in any kind of social issues. So observation is must. It is the compulsory part of any kind of social research, the observation method. When it is a question of collecting the primary data, when we want to know the primary source of data for any kind of topic or any kind of social problem or any kind of social unit which we want to study, the primary data if must require, then the observation is there as a compulsory tools and technique part and the methodology of any kind of social researches. So we can use the interview, and we know the interview, how the interview procedure is going on. So we already know that interview is a conversation with a motive. Conversation with a motive. Obviously it is two-way, and we know the other kinds of interviews, the types of interviews. We already know that, we already study backwards in our lectures of interview and how to use the interview method in social researches and what are the types of interview methods. We use the types of interview method as a techniques for our social researches. So we can use interview for primary data collection. The researcher go to the people which we want to study and start interviewing them with an objective. The conversation with an objective, we call it interview, and through interview we can collect the primary data. Also the schedule, we also know that schedule is a number of questions set. Okay, we can use the schedule. We already know that we can use the schedule for interview purposes. We can use the schedule for observation purposes, and whichever is the condition which is required for our social researches, we can use the schedule, the interview schedule or observation schedule according to the need of the situation or objectives. So we can also use, we can also use the schedule for a special kind of conditions. But see, if it is not required, if we have to have a informal conversation with our respondents according to the need of the situation. Okay, if informal interview, informal observation is required, then in the condition of informal interview, we cannot use the schedule, the interview schedule or observation schedule, because it is inappropriate in this kind of situation. So we cannot always use the schedule. If the situation is demanding the informal interview, then we cannot use the schedule, and we cannot use also the observation schedule or observation guide or interview guide, or have some note in front of them while we are interviewing them informal way. It is not appropriate in this kind of situation to having a note of while interviewing. Then it will become already the formal interview while we have taking note of it or recording some audio or video recordings of the conversation with them or interview with them, or we are observing through any kind of scientific or electronic equipments, then it will already become a formal thing. So in informal demanding situations, we cannot use these kinds of things. Otherwise, we cannot able to collect the informal data which we want to take from those peoples. So we can use the interview, the schedule, and observation. And what is observation? We already knew about it. We already studied about it. There are few lectures about it in our previous classes which we have discussed already. So we know the observation. In observation, we rely more upon our eyes than other kinds of things to study. We use already other senses also, but more of the eye. So the observer is depending on his own eyes and senses to study the social situation, the social problem, the social unit which he wants to study in his social research topic. Okay. There are many kinds of observation. We can use the observation types as a technique for our methodology. We already have discussed about it. So we can use the interview, we can use the schedule, we can use the observation as a tools and techniques for collecting the primary data for our case study method. Okay. Let's see the secondary data. How to collect the data, the secondary data in a case study method. So there are some sources for secondary data. If you are trying to study and try to collect the secondary data for the people or the social unit, any social institution or any social group which you want to study through case study method. Okay. So the diaries are the sources. If the person or the group of the persons, the peoples which we want to study, they are making the diaries of about their daily life and their views and their incidents happening in their life. if they maintain a diary about it, we have to use that diary, obviously, with the permission of those people which we want to study. And their diaries have an always source of the important data which we want to collect for our study purpose. Also, apart from diaries, their personal letters can also help us to know about their views, to know about their thoughts and their culture and their behavior. The personal letters of those people, if they are allowing to share with us, then we can already know much about the person through their letters, if we can access those letters. So it is very helpful information for case study method, for our minute and deep study which we want to take through case study method. And the other is life history. What are the life history? If some community or some group or family which is inherited by the same blood group and the connection and the relations of their through long time ago, there are some tribal communities also which are maintaining in their own culture background, and there are few incidents about they are noted down in their own language, they are making their own manuscripts. There are many communities and groups like that they are maintaining the whole life incidents of their own life and their group's life or their community's life. So this is called life history. The whole monograph of a person or a community, the arranged views and arranged detail of one's groups or one's community's life events. The interpretation of them is called life history. And if we can access this kind of life history according to the situation, with their permissions, if they are making the life histories, if we can access them, then we can know the very much important and useful data about their life and their social thoughts and their culture and their personal views also. So we can collect much deep and important information from these two sources, the primary data sources and the secondary data sources, with these tools and techniques. Okay. So now discuss it in Hindi also. देखिए, तकनीक और उपकरण जो व्यक्तिगत अध्ययन पद्धति के लिए तथ्य संकलन हेतु प्रयुक्त किए जाते हैं, उन पर हमने चर्चा की। फिर से इन्हें समझने का प्रयास करें। सबसे पहले हम देख रहे हैं कि प्राथमिक तथ्यों के संकलन के लिए कौन कौन सी उपकरण और तकनीकें इस्तेमाल की जाती हैं। तो मुख्यतः तीन हैं। देखिए, साक्षात्कार, अनुसूची, अवलोकन। साक्षात्कार हम जानते हैं क्या होता है। साक्षात्कार में साक्षात्कारकर्ता जो है स्वयं साक्षात्कार करते समय उत्तरदाता के समक्ष प्रस्तुत होता है और उद्देश्यपूर्ण बातचीत के जरिए साक्षात्कार की प्रक्रिया को अंजाम देता है, ये हम जानते हैं। ओके, नेक्स्ट अनुसूची। अनुसूची का निर्माण जो है तथ्यों के संकलन के लिए किया जाता है। ये एक प्रभावी टूल है, प्रभावी उपकरण है तथ्य संकलन के लिए सामाजिक शोधों में, हम जानते हैं। तो जब हम अनुसूची का प्रयोग करते हैं, अनुसूची का प्रयोग करते समय हम साक्षात्कार अनुसूची का प्रयोग कर सकते हैं, हम अवलोकन अनुसूची का प्रयोग कर सकते हैं और तथ्यों का संकलन कर सकते हैं। परंतु जब बात आती है कि अनौपचारिक साक्षात्कार करना है, अनौपचारिक अवलोकन करना, तो अनौपचारिक अवलोकन और अनौपचारिक साक्षात्कार की स्थिति में समझने का प्रयास करिएगा। ये समझने के लिहाज से हम ऐसा कह रहे हैं कि इस प्रकार की सिचुएशंस में हम अनुसूची बना करके तथ्यों का संकलन नहीं कर सकते, तो ये अनौपचारिक तरीका नहीं रह जाएगा। अनौपचारिक तरीके से जब हम साक्षात्कार ले रहे हैं और अवलोकन कर रहे हैं तो हमें उनके साथ अनौपचारिक रूप से संवाद करना होता है, संप्रेषण करना होता है, तब हम अनुसूची का प्रयोग नहीं कर सकते। तो कुछ परिस्थितियों में जहाँ उपयोगिता है अनुसूची की वहाँ हम उसका प्रयोग कर सकते हैं, परंतु कुछ परिस्थितियों में खासकर अनौपचारिक अध्ययन करते समय हम इसका प्रयोग नहीं कर सकते अनुसूची का। ठीक है, अब चर्चा करें अवलोकन की। तो अवलोकन में हम जानते हैं कि वाणी तथा कानों की अपेक्षा नेत्रों के प्रयोग की स्वतंत्रता को अवलोकन कहते हैं। मतलब सबसे ज़्यादा नेत्रों का उपयोग किया जाता है और व्यक्ति खुद अपने डायरेक्ट ऑब्जर्वेशन के माध्यम से, प्रत्यक्ष अवलोकन के माध्यम से, प्रत्यक्ष अध्ययन के माध्यम से ही अवलोकन कर सकता है। ओके, तो इसमें अवलोकन करता स्वयं अपनी इंद्रियों का प्रयोग करके अध्ययन करता है अवलोकन की विधि में। और अवलोकन के बहुत से प्रकार हैं जिनको अवलोकन की तकनीकों के रूप में इस्तेमाल किया जा सकता है हमारी मेथोडोलॉजी में, जो हमारे अध्ययन के लिए प्रयुक्त हम करना चाहते हैं। जो भी अवलोकन का प्रकार या इंटरव्यू का प्रकार सटीक बैठता है हमारे अध्ययन के उद्देश्यों के आधार पर, उसका हम उपयोग कर सकते हैं और हमारी मेथोडोलॉजी हमारी अध्ययन विधि के अंतर्गत हम उसे सम्मिलित कर सकते हैं जो हमने अपने सामाजिक शोध के लिए तैयार करनी है। ओके, देन लुक अबाउट सेकेंडरी डाटा, हाउ टू कलेक्ट द सेकेंडरी डाटा। तो द्वितीयक तथ्यों के संकलन के लिए हम किस प्रकार से तथ्य संकलन कर सकते हैं, समझने का प्रयास करिएगा। डायरीज, पर्सनल लेटर्स, व्यक्तिगत पत्र, व्यक्तिगत डायरी या जीवन इतिहास, ये तीन टूल्स एंड टेक्निक्स, उपकरण और तकनीकें इस्तेमाल की जाती हैं व्यक्तिगत अध्ययन पद्धति में द्वितीयक तथ्यों के संकलन के लिए। तो अगर जिनका हम अध्ययन करना चाह रहे हैं वो लोग या किसी एक व्यक्ति को हमने केस स्टडी के अंतर्गत दिया है, तो वो व्यक्ति यदि डायरी लिखने का शौकीन है तो उसके बारे में उसकी डायरी से बहुत सी जानकारी हमें प्राप्त हो सकती है। यदि वो अनुमति दे दे तो हम बहुत सारी आवश्यक जानकारियाँ उस व्यक्ति के संदर्भ में, उसकी सांस्कृतिक मनोवैज्ञानिक स्थिति के संदर्भ में, सामाजिक और पारिवारिक स्थिति के संदर्भ में, उसकी निजी मनोवृत्तियों के संबंध में बहुत सी जानकारियाँ प्राप्त कर सकते हैं और उसके निजी जीवन से संबंधित महत्वपूर्ण पक्षों को हम जान सकते हैं। ऐसा संभव डायरियों के अवलोकन के द्वारा। इसी तरह से अगर उस व्यक्ति के पर्सनल लेटर्स जो हैं हमें मिल जाएं तो उसके माध्यम से भी, उन निजी पत्रों के माध्यम से भी हम बहुत सी जानकारियाँ प्राप्त कर सकते हैं उस व्यक्ति के संबंध में और उस व्यक्ति के जीवन में घटने वाली घटनाओं के संबंध में, जिनको कि हम व्यक्तिगत अध्ययन पद्धति के द्वारा अध्ययन करने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं। क्योंकि इसमें गहन एवं संपूर्ण अध्ययन होता है, ये हम जानते हैं कि व्यक्तिगत अध्ययन पद्धति गहन एवं संपूर्ण अध्ययन। इसके अतिरिक्त जीवन इतिहास, समझिएगा कि जीवन इतिहास होता क्या है। जीवन इतिहास का अभिप्राय यह है कि कोई व्यक्ति या व्यक्तियों का समूह या कोई समुदाय यदि जीवन इतिहास लिखते हैं, मतलब उनकी जन्म से लेकर के उनके समुदाय के उस या उस समूह के जन्म से लेकर के मृत्यु तक के घटने वाली घटनाओं का विवरण, उनके परिप्रेक्ष्य, उन व्यक्तियों के परिप्रेक्ष्य में, उन व्यक्तियों की मनोवृत्तियों के परिप्रेक्ष्य में, उन व्यक्तियों के स्वभाव के परिप्रेक्ष्य में, व्यवहार के परिप्रेक्ष्य में, उन व्यक्तियों की मनोवैज्ञानिक स्थिति के परिप्रेक्ष्य में यदि लिखा जा रहा है जीवन इतिहास, तो हम उसे समझ करके बहुत सी आवश्यक जानकारियाँ एकत्रित कर सकते हैं। ओके, केस स्टडी मेथड, व्यक्तिगत पद्धति की, तो ये महत्वपूर्ण रूप से हम इस प्रकार से तथ्यों का संकलन कर सकते हैं। तथ्यों के प्राथमिक स्रोत और तथ्यों के द्वितीयक स्रोत। प्राथमिक स्रोत हमने देखे और द्वितीयक स्रोत हमने देखे, और ये टूल्स एंड टेक्निक्स है, ये उपकरण और तकनीक है केस स्टडी मेथड में, व्यक्तिगत अध्ययन पद्धति में तथ्य संकलन के। आशा करता हूँ आप समझ पाए होंगे। अगले टॉपिक को लेकर के हम अगली कक्षा में संवाद करेंगे। धन्यवाद।